I need to get my horse scrubbed down and its tack cleaned.
As you wish, but it will take some time.
What if I offered you this much? It's just a horse washing after all. Do you accept?
You really won't convince me like this. That works for me. Why not?
Here you go then.
Now then, where is this beauty of yours? You two can get going now.
Quick!
Hello everyone, it's Blue Jim, and I'm playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm still doing the Mass Effect playthrough. I'm going to play all 3 games. I haven't put one on for like 5 days, or shorts either, but I was away for a little while, visiting some family. So, just wanted to let y'all know that. Tomorrow I'm going to be putting the playthrough on of Mass Effect 1. So, yeah. Right now, we're going to do a mission. We're going to, the Volvi's daughter, the nomads, I guess you call them, the Romani. They're his daughter. I guess he's like the chief, you know, the leader of the group. He's the Volvi. And his daughter went missing. We found out she left with her lover. We found her. So now we're going to bring back the stuff she needs to heal him. And we got to try to get the letter of safe conduct that King Sigismund gave to him. And then he'll give the amulet. Hopefully.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's where I need to get down to, where I just sat. Go around. Whoa, whoa, don't fall down. For fuck's sake. Good thing I'm good at alchemy. And I got marigold. Strong marigold, too. Yeah, check this out. I mean, I haven't even gone to the wedding yet. I'm probably not like 5 hours into the game. But, where is it? Alchemy's already maxed out. Because that's how I make my money. Now, you know.
Fuck. Wolves.
One.
Infernal beasts! The wolves must have smelled rot and tried to get in. At first I managed to chase them away with fire, but they got used to it and just waited for me to go out.
You were lucky they didn't get to you. I got rid of them.
Palikerav, you are my guardian angel.
I've got some remedies for you from Aranka. Bandages and marigold. And comfrey that I picked myself.
Thank you, my dear mama. And you deserve thanks too. I hope it will bring Bohush some relief.
The Voivod sent me to get his letter of safe conduct.
He sent you to get his precious parchment, but he does not care how his daughter is? Devla! So you know that is the very reason why I run away from there. It is all honor this, honor that, but people? They not important. When they nearly kill my Bohush, only because he's Gajo, we have to flee in case they decide to finish what they start. If I did not take that letter, the Voivod would say next day he never have any chai.
I think you're being unfair to him. He cares about you.
Then why does he not show it? He is selfish. He think only of himself. I cannot give him that letter. It is my only guarantee that Voivod will not leave Bohush to die. If the magic amulet does not help Bohush, nothing will.
How come you didn't take the amulet instead of the letter?
Because that does not take it off even when he sleep. But he keep letter in his trunk. If you give me your word that you will not give letter to Voivod, but try to swap it for amulet, I will tell you where it is.
Then I give you my word. I, Henry of Skalitz, son of a nobleman and squire to Lord Capon, promise you this.
You do not have to pretend to be noble. Your word is good enough for me anyway. I hope Voivod will not try to take it from you by force.
I don't think so. After Gaze's funeral, he told me I was under his protection.
Funeral? What?
Oh, you didn't know. Gazer got into a fight with some woodcutters at Semin, and it ended badly.
Ay, Devla. And what about Tibor?
He got caught too, but I managed to get him out. He's safe now.
Sweet Mother of God, my brother. And I was not there for his funeral. Damn Voivod and his stubbornness. But I thank you for my brothers too.
You're welcome. I'd rather no one else came to harm, like you or Bohush.
Now, listen. If you head from here to the right and down the valley, you will come across a spring with a well and a big kasht next to it. You will find a small hollow in the trunk covered with bark. That is where I hid the letter. Тут авебак са Степен.
Alright. Let's get the letter of safe conduct. First, let me see which one is the... Okay. Oh. This game is so beautiful. And, you know, I mean, I'm in my mid-30s, and I've been playing games since I was 5. I started with the Super Nintendo, and then got a PlayStation 1, then 2, then 3, 4, and 5. It's hard to believe. That shows you how fast time goes. But I've owned every one so far. I don't have a PS5 Pro, just the regular standard, you know. And I eventually wanted to build a gaming computer. And listen, I will always be a PlayStation man. Always will be. But like here's the thing, like there's certain things that I miss, and that would be like mods. I love Cyberpunk, and there is so many mods for Cyberpunk I read. I mean a lot. Hell, you can get one where you can date Hanako, and I mean it adds relationships. It's just really good, you know.
So this is the Voivod's letter.
Alright, now let's get back and get that letter. Give me 1 second, guys. I just need to get a glass of water real quick, and I will literally be right back. Just give me a second. Hey everybody, I'm back. I just had to get a glass of water. Sorry about that. I hope I wasn't too long. Probably wasn't a minute or so. And I was thirsty. Yeah, so, you know. Alright, let's get old Pebbles over here. Listen, one thing in the game, like, you know, you can get pebbles back for free if you go talk to the guy in Samine. And there are better horses at the time. Pebbles, everybody's like, I wouldn't have that horse if you gave it to me for free, you know. That's the, you know, when you go buy people, they'll talk always about your horse. But once you level up, if you ride enough, you eventually get a perk called, let's see, let me show you real quick. Horsemanship. You don't actually pick it, it just actually happens eventually, I guess, after you've ride so much. Good old pebbles. Stats are considerably increased. I'll show you what I mean. Pebbles is probably worth like 200-300, and I don't remember the stats exactly, but look. Once you get that, stamina 219, capacity 450 pounds, or weight, you know, speed 55, courage 22, $4,600. Now I can tell you, some of the best horses that you'll find in the game later down the line, you'll see them, you know, 3,500, 4,000, but usually Pebbles is, you know, worth more. Now, I'm sure there's probably a few horses, or maybe there's another horse that is a little bit better. I'm not sure on that, though, but I'm pretty sure that Pebbles is probably one of the best horses in the game. The horse that you start with, your main horse. Which I will admit, like, listen, everything in this game is perfect, but there does come a point in the game, or at least for me, where I had so much money from the blacksmith shop, Kutenberg, that you can do from the Legacy of the Forge. I bought the best armor in the game, like a Milanese cuirass, the nobleman's bassinet, helmet, stuff like that. The most expensive. I probably spent 40,000 gross on the armor, but you know, just that. And then I probably spent 20,000-30,000 on upgrading the forge and all the stuff to make it really nice looking. Had everything there. And I was making so much money at that time from the, you know, doing contracts and then filling up your sales chest, where that's where you can do contracts, but then you can just fill up your chest full of stuff. I will say, your prestige for your forge goes up the more work you do. Highest being 30, just like the levels for your character. Now, until you get up to the higher prestige, if you put like high-end items that are like really expensive, I'm talking 1,500 to 3,000-4,000 range, groschen a piece. It takes days for those to sell. They'll sit there for a while. But now, until you get your prestige way up there, here's the thing. Put items in there that are worth 200 to 400, and they'll sell every day. You'll put them in, and the next day you come to the sales chest, they'll be gone.
Quick!
Oh, what I was getting to was, so after all that's done, there comes a point where there's really not much to spend your money on besides the basics, like food, stuff like that, of course. Now, the horses would have been a nice thing to upgrade over time, but once you get the good old Pebbles perk, I found that there's really not much of a need to buy another horse at that time, because every horse that I found that I could have bought or, you know, found, you can steal horses too, but I never did that. But Pebbles was the best one. Stats were always better. So, now, I'm going to do an honorable hint. Next time I play, I'm probably going to do a dishonorable hint. Or not dishonorable, but, you know, a Henry that steals, that doesn't mind assassinating people, stuff like that. You know, I want to play that kind of Henry at least once to experience it. And I've heard if you're willing to do that, Henry gets wealthy pretty quickly. I mean, you take Trotsky Castle right over there. Trotsky Castle. It has a chapel in it that has 4 or 5 items that are worth 2,000-3,000 groschens a piece. So yeah, I mean, that's the kind of money you can make. But of course, you have to sell it to a fence and all that. But here's the thing. I did get so far on my first playthrough, but I went through my database and was clearing out some old save files of games. You know, I had so many games that I just no longer play. And I accidentally deleted My Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 save. I don't know how it happened. I think I thought it was the first game or something. But it happened, so here I am starting over. And in that playthrough, I had just got to the point where Henry saves the Jewish people in Kuchenberg. Helps them get out of the city. That's where I was at, so I still had quite a bit to do from what I read. And I was at 280 hours in that playthrough. And listen, I love open world games, but I never put that time, into games. But this game is so darn immersive that it will suck you in. And you'll be doing just like, you may not even do a side mission or a main mission. You may just forge swords or make alchemy potions to sell or just go hunting or go exploring because there's a lot of different places. The forests look so realistic. I mean, look at the map here. Let's look at the map real quick. Look at these forest areas. They are so detailed when you go into them. There's so much to look at. It's really incredible. I haven't even gone to the wedding yet. So I know everything, or most of the stuff in the game to a certain point, but after that mission that I told you about, I don't know much else about the main mission. So, now I told, in the beginning of the game, they asked if that one girl, I can't think of her name, is your sweetheart, and I said yes. If you stay loyal to her, you can get a secret ending, where you end up with her. But I can't decide if I should do that, because I really like Catherine. I think Catherine's a really good romance option. Look, there is the spot right there at the beginning of the game, where you and Capon get cleaned up, and your men get attacked. But that's where that whole mess started right there. Look at that view. Look at the hill there. You can see its reflection, in the water. It's pretty cool.
I apologize.
Alright, let's talk to the adult. First, I'm going to save real quick. Just sleep for an hour, that should save. Oh, and there's one thing I did different in this playthrough. I'm thinking of stuff that I did differently. The Master Strike, which is very helpful. You can learn it from a man here, right here. His name is Tomcat. And he's a good guy to... I would suggest going quite frequently to him to practice fighting, because it's a good way to learn your fighting skill, your warfare and whatever weapon. Your warfare, that goes along, that upgrades with any weapon. What's it called? Warfare. But then you have your individual things. As you can see, I'm using mostly a sword. I would kind of like to use other weapons. I've used mostly swords in that first playthrough I had going. But, a sword has the up angle, the left, right, and down. But now the only thing it's not that I don't like it, it's just different. Pole arms and maces and stuff, they only have 3 angles, up, left, and right, which is, I don't know, it takes a little bit to get used to. Let's do a practice fight real quick. Couldn't hurt before we talk to the Vulcan.
What do you want? You look terrible.
Let's fight.
And what'll it be? A practice fight or a real one?
Let's have a proper fight.
All right. Will I be enough, or do you want more of us?
I'll manage with just...
On guard, then. Let's begin. I've had enough. I can see it wasn't just by chance that you beat me the first time.
Thanks. I suppose that's it for today.
Aye. After all that, I really need to rest.
Ah, that was a good fight. But everything you do when you fight, that's how you. You know, this game is a slow burn. What you know what I mean? Like, you just don't start out the best in the world. But listen, you can just go in the forest, pull out your sword, and just start like shadow boxing. You know, just swinging in the air. It'll increase your skill. Not as fast as doing an actual regular fight or like a practice, not a practice fight, but like a fight me and him were doing just to get better. You know, increases better with that stuff, of course. But you can still, just little things like that. I'll find target ranges and I'll sit there and just shoot arrows for, you know, not too long, but a good amount of time. Oh, here's another skill that I learned, and I know it may sound stupid, but your strength. Very important. Very important. And agility. When you are overwhelmed, which means you're carrying too much, okay, here's your weight. It's right down there by my money. I have 120 weight so far. My total's 180. Well, if you're over that, it's called overwhelmed. You know, you're holding too much, and you can't even get on the horse. If you walk around overwhelmed, your agility, and I believe your power too, will increase a lot faster. Just a little tip. Now, you don't want to be overwhelmed all the time, obviously. Like I said, you can't get on your horse, but it will increase the stat faster. Trust me, I know. There's just little tips that I've learned from playing, you know, so. Before we talk to him, I'm going to go ahead and rinse off all this blood real quick. Because people think negatively of you. Oh man, you look bad. You know, if you don't get a bath every so often, and you try to like sneak and take something from somebody, and they're sleeping, they'll wake up. What's that smell? And literally, I mean, this game is that detailed.
Marika really needs the Voivod's amulet, but of course he doesn't want to let go of it.
He will not give amulet. His pride will not let him. But I have an idea. He likes to bet. And if you wager with him, I will help you win. Go and try it. You will see.
All right. Suppose there's no harm in trying.
Alright, before we do that real quick, I need to buy some food from this guy right here. My hunger's getting just not too bad, but it will be soon. There he is. This guy's a merchant at the Nomad camp. So,
What do you have for sale?
now in the beginning of the game, everybody, listen, you can use that guy's forge. There's two people you can work with to get to the wedding. The Miller Krezel, and he's more of the guy that teaches. He will teach you how to steal and stuff like that if that's the path you want to go down. You can also do some boxing matches there, or you can work for the blacksmith. Now the blacksmith, it's not you can make money at it, but at first, you don't have a lot of the diagrams, which are what you buy to learn how to make certain weapons. You start out learning the hunting sword and working axe. But let me tell you something. When you make the working axe, you can only sell them for like 3 groschen a piece. And the hunting swords, even though they're worth like 70 groschen, you can only sell them for like 10 groschen. When you can consider that if you just do alchemy, and it does not take long to level up alchemy. Like, well, let me show you real quick. You get more from alchemists, obviously, but strong marigold. And that's just from following. You know, certain perks help you get the stronger versions of them. And the better perks make it to where even if you make a little mistake, you'll still make a good one. But look at there, strong marigold. I can sell them for 10 groschen a piece. Now here's one more thing I want to say. There's 2 perks you can get. There's a perk, if you pick one, you do not get the other, I found out. There's one perk that if you follow the instructions to the letter, you will get even higher than strong, and it's called Henry. It'll have Henry's Marigold or Henry's Savory Snaps. You know what I mean? And it's like the highest tier. There's a perk like that for blacksmithing too, and it's called Martin's Son. Which, see, level 2 armor, level 3 armor, the little coin. But you can get one that has your blacksmith symbol, which is like a J, MJ, which is like Martin, and it's like your father's blacksmith symbol, I think. But it makes it where you can make tier 4 weapons. But I picked a different one this time for the alchemy. I have to look. But it makes it where every batch I make, I was getting 3 potions every time I'd make a batch of whatever I was making. With the one that gave me the Henry's, version of the potions. But this perk made it to where every time I make them, I get 6. And that adds up fast. So, you make 4 batches, you got 24 potions. And they're worth 10 groschen apiece. The alchemist will pay you like 12 or 14. I mean, it doesn't take that long to do. And I bought the best armor from the blacksmith that I can get, which is like this bowl-shaped helmet, and a metal, what's it called? See, look, this is what I got. Noble gauntlets, reinforced tempered sleeves. Listen, when you go to a blacksmith, the most expensive items are usually the best items. Even when you look at the stats for them, they're usually the best. Smooth cuirass. I got a Waffen Rock, which is just a shirt that goes over your armor, which, it increases your stuff just a little bit. Like 1 point. Yeah, 1 stab defense, but it does take your charisma up by like 6. Only thing is that you can't see your flashy metal cuirass, but it's no big deal. But yeah, I bought all the armor and I still have 2,494. And every time you make a batch, I can make like 300 from the alchemist and a couple hundred from the merchant in that Trotsky town, Troskowitz. And there's another alchemist on the other side of the castle there, actually. So, I mean, you can just spend literally 20 minutes making potions, and you can put together 600-700 groschen every day. Literally. That's not bad.
Take care then, and thanks for nothing.
Just like in the real world, money, you have to have money in this game. You buy better gear, food, everything. Alchemy, I suggest for a person. Blacksmithing makes you a lot of money later in the game. But alchemy is the best way to make money at first, in my opinion. Besides, let's see, the only other thing I can think that makes really good money is when you get rid of bandits. Not everyone, but certain bandits that are really armored out. You can get their stuff and you pick up the most expensive items. And you can make hundreds of groschens from doing that. But you got to go out and look for them, of course. Alright. Those are good boar meat. You get plus 28 to your nourishment for each one you eat. They're good. Other best one would be the dried beef. Now, here's why I picked the dried. They don't have, durability. Most food items will only be good for so many days. They have a freshness stat there, and then durability, how many days until they go bad. See, smoked food, it's good for 5 days. Dried food, now, it has a freshness thing, but it'll stay good forever. The durability days is 0, which means it's good forever. So I'd usually just buy the dry foods. That's what I usually buy. Now, later in the game, I will buy the fancy food like poppy cakes and sweets and stuff like that. I don't know. Just get into the game, you buy the more expensive food. But I always keep a good, steady supply of dry food.
Voivod, what if we made a wager for the amulet?
Dilinigaji, what are you trying? I thought you were on my side.
Are you afraid of losing? The letter against the amulet. An honest wager with honest intentions.
Honest, huh? You want me to end up without shirt?
Alright, so how about this? If I win, we trade the amulet for the letter. And if I lose...
The letter will be mine.
But if you lose, you'll give the amulet to Marika yourself. She insisted.
Huh? She wants to see her dad on his knees, huh? But that will never happen. Now, Listen here to Tignomiro de Gesis. All right then. Just so you know, I'm not afraid. And no precarantos can without voivod. Let us wager. But first, you must show me the letter. And I will decide what the wager will be. So there is no trickery. It will be you against my best man. As you can see, I'm not young anymore and I would have disadvantage. Take it or leave it.
The letter is here with me.
See? Where there is will, there is way. But you can still back out and just give me the letter. And I will reward you. Otherwise, when you lose, you will judge yourself.
I'm not scared. Let's make the wager.
Fine then. I choose Tibor as my champion. He will trample you into ground. You will compete in horse riding and fist fighting. The nomad way.
Well then, may the best man win.
Ha! That is exactly what I want.
I'll stop bragging. What if it's a tie after 2 rounds?
Then there will be a third contest between you and me. But I will tell you about it only if it comes to that. So that you cannot start thinking now how to outfox me. I warn you. You should have give me letter, and you would have reward. Now, you will live with niche but shame. Let us not delay. As I say, first you and Tibor will compete in horse riding. Do you have your own horse?
I do. Don't worry.
Good. You go down towards ponds to meadow behind Old Crone's house. You would break your necks if you start racing up here in the rocks. From meadow, you ride along path straight ahead until you reach road that runs along other side of Rock Tower Pond. Then left around pond to cliffs. Soon, it lead you to left again to Old Forest Path. This, after a while, take you back to main road from Semin and back to camp. That yes?
Let's do it.
You will be less eager when Tibor tramples you under hooves.
Ready? Let us do it. Henry, I am sorry, but I will not spare you.
Same here.
Enough talk. You can start in 3, 2, 1. Go!
Quick! Quick!
Gotta stop and give your horse a little bit of time to get stamina up. Don't have much choice there. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing this race until you have the good old pebbles hard to go. Very highly recommend that for sure. Excuse my language. Okay, I better go. I can hear 'em. I can hear the hoofs behind me. Oh, you son of a bitches. Alright, come on. Stamina, you son of a biscuit eater. I'm not gonna let you win, T4. I'm not gonna do it. I'll knock you off that horse. Yes, I know, stamina. Now, how Henry gets winded from a race is beyond me.
Tu t'avais le bac, c'est ça ce qu'il fait.
What a race, eh? I didn't look behind much, so I don't know if you enjoyed it as much as I did.
You were the better rider. I admit that. Maybe you do not want to hear advice from loser, but I tell you one thing. I watch you ride. If you squeeze your tights a bit tighter, you have better grip in gallop. Dikea!
Thank you, Tibor. I appreciate it.
Sargives, Romeo.
Bartalo, more.
Oi, Rakleya, come closer. Dangerous games you are playing with Voivod. The fate of our family is at stake. Rakleya, you must win that bet whatever it takes. It is not about honor. It is about the curse that shall descend upon us if Marika's sweetheart dies.
What do you suggest?
When you know what you will be competing in, come to me and I will think of something.
I'll think about it. The race is finished. Now me and Tibor will fight.
I saw it. Nobody has ever beaten Tibor on horseback. Well done. But beware. He can throw a punch as well. Maybe it would be better for you to prepare.
Do you have something specific in mind?
Well, since I'd like to see my Chai again, I'll give you a potion I made from nature's herbs. Put it in Tibor's drink. He'll just get sleepy and make it easier for you. Le.
All right. Thank you.
Te aveți bactalo, more.